So as well as saying a welcome, uh, I'm also making this my Bloodstock special video. You know, what a good first topic, Bloodstock, because that's where I was. Yes, I was there all weekend. Well, I had to leave early. I had to leave early on the Sunday afternoon due to work, but oh well. That didn't stop me from enjoying myself. I had a splendid time. As always, this is my fourth Bloodstock in a row. I wasn't there for press, I was just there for pleasure, you know, just to enjoy myself, enjoy the sunshine. It was such beautiful weather this weekend. For those of you who were there will agree with me, it was baking all weekend, which was a first, for me anyway. So, well, Bloodstock is always a really good festival for me to go to, particularly because it's the atmosphere is always so warm, and there's this sense of togetherness, and you know, everyone's really friendly, and you know, it's just like one big gathering for metalheads all over. Actually, I was about to say all over the UK, all over the world. I met a couple of guys who'd come up from Indonesia. I met a couple of guys who'd come from Mexico just to be at this festival. So yeah, that was great. So my highlights, well, particularly bands I went to go and see at Bloodstock are, and I'm not going to say, because favourite, there was quite a few performances where I thought, wow, that was amazing. But I think my most memorable that were who I thought, wow, this was great. I loved what I loved watching Within Temptation. I've seen them live before, and they performed a spectacular show. Although, in my opinion, the sound system didn't quite do them as many favours, because it was this big you could hear. It wasn't very attractive, but that didn't stop me from enjoying them and singing along to the top of my lungs to all their songs, particularly Stand Your Ground, Paradise, What About Us, and my personal favourite, Mother Earth. So that didn't stop me from enjoying them. Another really brilliant band, two brilliant bands, Sabaton and Corpiclani. I'd seen them live before, on tour together actually, and they were great then. They were great now. Fist pumping energy for both performances, and I love dancing to Corpiclani in the sunshine. You know, even though it was baking hot, where it was too hot to even move, I still enjoyed Corpiclani, and it didn't stop me from dancing from them in the sunshine. And actually, which other band can say they managed to start a conga line in the middle of their mosh pit? So yeah, that was Corpiclani. They managed to get people forming a conga line in the mosh pit. It was pretty epic to watch. And like I said, Sabaton are one of my favourite live bands, and I'd never thought I'd get to hear Panzerkampf live, which is my favourite song. So when they started to play that, or actually when they said, "Oh, this is Panzerkampf," I screamed like a little fangirl. So yeah, it was great. Actually, the bands that surprised me this weekend, in a good way, just to clarify, Napalm Death. I mean, I'm given albums I've reviewed before that were grindcore and not being very keen. Napalm Death were pretty damn good, and it was actually good to see like a well-established grindcore band in action, and maybe learning a little bit more about grindcore and why people like it. But yeah, it was just the way it was mental. From where I could see, he was mental. Like, it was really crazy, really chaotic, but you know, in their eyes, that's a successful show. So, and I actually really enjoyed watching it, and actually really enjoyed listening to them too. So, Napalm Death, well done. And the band that blew my mind, Opeth. I admit I'd never listened to them before, never seen them before. I mean, I knew they existed, but I'd never listened to them before, and they blew me away. They were outstanding. It's just they're very chilled, but so in like, I don't know how you describe it, but very very complex rhythms and very complex themes, and I was just so blown away. And it looked really perfect on the video when the drummer was playing in the sunset. The sun was just in the sunset. It was awesome. So yeah, Opeth, well done. One of my absolute, I went on the Friday. I knew that my very good friends in King Leviathan, so hi guys. I knew they won the battle of the bands heats to play Bloodstock, the Brighton heats. If you haven't checked out King Leviathan out, check them out now. Their EP The Shrine is out now. Just go like them on their Facebook, or just find them, just check them out because they're fantastic. I can understand how nervous they were performing. You know, it's a big festival, you know. They had a full tent at the beginning of their set and they had a full tent at the end. So from that statement, I'm hoping you can gather it went really well for them. I was so damn proud of them. I was so proud of them, and I genuinely nearly cried with happiness because it went so well for them. They're so deserving. They work so hard to give them the best music, and I'm so pleased it went so well for them, and I'm hoping this opens up more doors for them too. And I look forward to catching them at Mammoth Fest in Brighton in October. And so yeah, if you haven't, if you still want to, check out King Leviathan. I'll provide the details at the end of the vid. I'll provide the details in the info box at the end of the video. And the band Piss Viper, I caught a bit of them. They were pretty darn good. They were my sort of metal. Triaxis were another band that surprised me because I'd heard of them briefly before, but recent years I hadn't been able to sort of catch up with them, and you know, I caught them in the Sophie tent and they were outstanding. They were really fantastic. You know, particularly their vocalist, she can really sing. So yeah, Triaxis were fantastic. And speaking of the Sophie stage, the most emotional I think for people, Delane. Those of you who don't know, they were originally asked to play the main stage, but then, as you know, this was really touching that they asked to be on the Sophie stage, and they headlined the Sophie stage, and and for those of you who don't know, Sophie Lancaster was brutally murdered and attacked in the year 2007, I believe. I think it's the anniversary coming up soon of her unfortunate death, and it was due to the fact that she looked different from everyone else. I mean, as in, like, dressed up, you know, as most of us metalheads do. The Sophie Lancaster Foundation is trying to spread awareness and trying to make it an actual hate crime for doing it, and yep. So, and Delane's performance of We Are the Others, that the song was dedicated to the Sophie Lancaster charity, it was quite a touching, heartfelt experience to see that live. And see, that's the thing about music, particularly metal. It doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what colour your skin is, doesn't matter what sexuality you are, doesn't matter what gender you are, doesn't matter, you know, if you have hair or not, doesn't matter how you dress, doesn't matter who you are, basically. If you have that common interest in metal, that's the ticket. That's the ticket to some of the greatest friends you'll probably ever have. And in some ways that does help me escape my problems with anxiety. If you watch my previous video on Facebook about anxiety, let's say I'll link it to you at the end. But yeah, this is one of the things that helps me escape my anxiety and any kind of issues I have in day-to-day life. It's a good outlet. it's a fantastic outlet, and if you like, it's nothing like listening to a angry song or an act like a any kind of song that just balances your mood completely. So yeah, that's awesome. So just want to say as well, thank you to everybody that made my Bloodstock all the more special. All my friends, all my all my friends from everywhere really. Just thanks for making it so special. Whether if it was watching bands with you, dancing to Corpiclani, just drinking, sitting drinking, eating, or riding on the Dodgems. Yes, Mike, I'm talking to you. Thanks for or even just seeing you and giving you a hug and a kiss, whatever. Just it was just nice to see each and every one of you and meet some new people, which I always like. I always like to meet new people. So yeah, that's my first video for YouTube about Bloodstock. What a good topic.